One of the best ways to get to know yourself and other people is to focus on your actions. Less on what people say, less on what you say, and actions. Your actions speak so loud, I can't hear a word you're saying. And I think part of the problem that we have is in reflecting upon ourselves or judging the character or motivation of other people is we go by words. We put too much importance on what people say and what we say, and also on what we think. And the best indicator of where I am spiritually, what my goals are, what's important to me, is not what I think, not what I want, but what I do. And what you do is the music you march to. And we forget that. It seems like so obvious, so simple, and yet it's so easy to forget. And if you're in the dating world, you've got to learn. If you're in the world at all, world of business, world of dating, any type of where you're interacting with other people, you've got to learn people lie. And it's not the direct, blatant lie always. It's the subtle lie. It's the lie of not wanting to hurt your feelings. And I always was just so flustered as I would in the dating, the difficulties, because does she like me? Does she not like me? I can't tell. And now in reflection, I look back and I go, oh my, it was obvious. It was so obvious either she liked me or she didn't like me, based on her actions. And people will say, well, I like you and but it's not you, it's me. I'm going through a difficult time in my life right now, and I just can't really see anyone, blah, blah, blah. You've heard it. It has nothing to do with that. The real truth is, if Brad Pitt was standing in front of the woman, she would not be giving those excuses. So when people give excuses, they're subtle cues of they're not interested. And then you just move on instead of wasting your time. Oftentimes we waste so much time and expend so much energy on endeavors that bring little to no fruit. So we want to be focused. We want to be... life can be short, and we don't want to waste our time with frivolity and people that are just going to lead us in the wrong direction. So now, don't really pay too much attention. Don't give too much credence to what the words people say. And even we mislead ourselves. It's okay, we can understand other people mislead us, but we mislead ourselves. I went to a vegan seminar for a bodybuilder, and when he was giving this muscular guy was giving this seminar, and one of the most profound things that he said is people come up to him all the time and say how healthy they eat, and he says what I tell them to do is write down everything that they've eaten for a week, 2 weeks, and look back on it, and you get a real test of how healthy you eat. And what you find is that what we believe we do and our actual reality of what we do are two completely different things. Completely different. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing that we need to do in our lives is have honest self-reflection. Part of the biggest spiritual struggle or our personal growth is deception. Is our own personal deception, and it's not obvious. It's the way the ego tries to protect itself. But when you start documenting things, and the New Year's video I did, Toodledo, the website TOODLEDO.com, where you document your to-do list, your goals, everything. You can put your life into it, and then and it doesn't cost anything, and you can look back on it and see, whoa, I really didn't get much accomplished. And just start being an honest judge of your own character by your actions. When we say we love someone and how important they are to us, blah, 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 How does that's not real that doesn't hold much volition. What matters is how do they spend. If someone says they're interested and they love us, do they spend time with us? Do they make sacrifices for us? Do they listen? Are they interested? Are they motivated to get to know us? Are they concerned about our welfare? In actions, not in words. And we could avoid so much heartache and frustration, and especially really in the dating circles. Man, I wish when I started dating in high school, I wish I would have known this information, because it really it sifts the chaff from the wheat. And some good ways to do our own personal self-assessment by our actions is documenting what we do. Very important. I really believe what gets documented gets done, gets accomplished. And a lot of us have goals or things that we want to do, and it just lies dormant in our heads or as an idea. But when you write it out in a step-by-step plan for its accomplishment, incredible things happen. And then also, I heard this expression from a teacher, and the kids were saying, "Look, Mrs. Smith, look how good we're being," and she would say, "Don't tell me, show me."